Hi, welcome. So it's been a little bit, and since today's the new moon, I wanted to start afresh and offer some inspiration that I've been guided to share. And because the new moon starts a cycle of planting for the full moon reaping what you planted, then I wanted to offer some thoughts about angelic communication. So let's start with the angelic beings. I see them very differently than some people. We all see them differently, and I think that that is a blessing because we're individuals. And so, kind of like when you have a crystal, so let me just reach, and you see one side of that crystal, perhaps someone's reaching this information, someone else is reaching this information, and someone else is bringing in this information. So everybody brings in a different piece of the faceted crystal, combining to make the information, right? And that's how I see everyone receiving their messages. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the messenger is incorrect if they're really connecting with the divine. It just means that we're all receiving a different piece of information. So the way that the angelic beings like me to see them, I explain in my Angelic Communication course, which you can find at melissavirtue.com. And right now you have to write www.melissavirtue.com. I'm trying to streamline that for you so it's different. But anyway, we have some really amazing beings around us that have always been here, and a lot of the angels that we call angels, again, my favorite description for them would probably be the messengers of light, because they work with the divine, and the divine is divine love and light, whether you call that God, goddess, the great spirit, divine love, perhaps you call that divine divinity, whatever that might be for you. I call it the divine. And I do often say goddess, and often I say God and divine love and light. I just kind of switch between them. But anyway, these messengers of light send messages from the divine to us. And one of the ways we can receive that is during our nightly dreams. And other ways that we can receive it is when we're awake, of course. And hearing, seeing, the knowingness from the crown chakra, the feelings we have in our gut and in our body and the way our body reacts to something, even smells. Those are all divine guidance and ways that we receive it. Now, ego likes to get in the way there, and so ego brings in a lot of fear. But again, I talk about that in my Angelic Communication course, so I'm just going to stay on what this last week and this week now, this new moon is bringing in for us. So I like to get out in nature. I'm very nature oriented. I'm very connected to the Fae. And when I get out in nature, I play, I move, I'm still. And even though we're still, we have that inner hum within us, that beautiful vibration of light that the divine has given us, each a spark of that fire, of that divine flame that doesn't consume, that burns, that shines upon our pathway. And when I also get out in nature, I love to just be. But one of the things I do as well is run. When I feel like I need to just blow out some energy or release things, toxins, toxic ideas, toxic thoughts, toxic feelings, toxicity from other people. While I love them, sometimes it's very challenging to feel toxic energy from other people, family, friends, whoever they may be, people that we follow on social media or that we don't. And I'm going to talk about social media for a moment too. But it's really challenging to sit in energy that is not yours. So it's interesting to recognize what is yours and what isn't. And one of the things that the messengers of light, the angels, wanted me to talk about is social media. And it can be really connective for all of us. We can really connect into that and communicate with people we haven't seen in a long time through Zoom or any kind of live or recordings like I'm doing right now. or anything of this nature. And that's a wonderful gift. Then, on the flip side of it, it can be abused as well. And so if you're finding yourself feeling down because you see that someone else is doing these amazing things and it's making you feel down or depressed, or look at your life in a way where you feel like you haven't done as much, or you're not as happy as that person, or gosh, that person must be handling whatever it may be, their career so well and here I'm not, or handling motherhood or fatherhood so well and here I'm not. You know, if you're having those feelings of less than, then I'll remind you of a couple of things that the angels wanted me to share. One, it's social media. Always the best foot forward, right? So whatever you see is that person's best foot forward. And two, get off of it. Don't look at it. It's not worth it to have those feelings, to spiral downward with any of that. And there has been a lot of ebb and flow for people lately reaching out, sharing these thoughts with me. And so I want to share that it's important for you to focus, take a break from social media, take a break from that for a while, and focus on your life. Look around and say, okay, what is it I want to do today? How do I want to be today? And it's one day at a time, or maybe it's hour to hour, or the first part of the day, and then the second part of the day for you. However you need to break that up for yourself, whatever steps you need to take forward. But you want to take steps forward that work for you, okay? And I always say movement is important. Movement of breath first. Inhale and exhale to start your day before you get out of bed. And then, of course, those of you who know me, I love to say write your dreams down and record them. And that's connecting to the divine. So it helps you get connected into the divine. And then the next way is move just after you get out of bed. Stretch, lift your arms up to the sky, take a high chest, take a contraction and release, you know, whatever you want to do. Do a cartwheel. I'm usually not ready to hop out of bed and do a cartwheel, but sometimes, you know, we have a son and that calls for it, so I do it again. Do a spin though, something. Whatever helps you smile. Whatever helps you inhale and exhale. And that's how you can look at your day, as inhaling and exhaling. The inhale is the action movement. The exhale is just being, okay? And so only look at those things that inspire you and make you feel happy or make you feel better, that make you feel like, yes, I can, I am, you know? On social media or anything else for that matter. If a book or a show is bringing you down, even though it might be really interesting, stop watching it. Stop reading it. Okay? And so it's not to stand on the soapbox of that, but it's just to bring in that information for you. But the next thing I want to say is there are a lot of ways that we can recognize our angelic messengers around us. And so when I was on a run this last week, I ran a lot. I needed to run a lot. And of course I danced and jumped and all of these other things, but running. I looked next to me because I kept seeing something out of the corner of my eye next to me, and it was a butterfly. And it stayed with me for almost a mile, and then it flitted off somewhere, and I finished the mile. And I started the second mile, and then it picked up again on my second mile, and it flew with me, and then it stopped again and flitted off. And so then I noticed this pattern, that it was staying with me for a while until I reached a certain point in my run, and that would flit off. Well, first of all, being of part Native American, I looked at the Native American information. I thought, okay, what butterfly is my clan actually? So I'm of the butterfly clan, and it depends on what year you're born and all of this. There are a lot of other things that go into it, but butterfly clan and butterfly in general represents transformation. It represents cocooning, And I've had to cocoon for a couple of months or a little bit longer. I've needed to cocoon for many reasons. And it has been wonderful. And it's been insightful and helpful. And I don't feel like I'm finished. I went through one chrysalis and I'm getting ready to go through another. I can feel it. And you may be going through them too, because I'm inspired to bring this information to you. So if you feel this way, know that you're just going through that cocooning process, that you're moving into that, you're building a chrysalis for yourself so you can come out anew and have new wings, new magic, new information, new part of yourself stepping forward that needs to come forward. And that's a lot of reasons why we need to hibernate is another word, cocoon, and form that chrysalis around ourselves, and then emerge into the world. No matter the season. It's late right now, this autumn time of year, for the butterflies to still be about where we live, but it's been unusually warm, and I do feel like that has to go with all of the warming and all of the global things going on around the world. So the butterfly kept flying with me, and I noticed the pattern. And I noticed that at first there was a yellow butterfly that joined with us, but it was a monarch the whole time. And I kept thinking, butterfly clan, butterfly clan. So that's one way that we receive information from our angelic messengers, the messengers of light, is repetitive thoughts and repetitive visions. And so for me this time, the vision was with my physical eyes. I saw the butterfly. I felt the butterfly's energy. So there's another one, feeling. I felt the butterfly's energy. I saw it. I kept having these thoughts. And then when it flitted off, I could see in my mind's eye, or my third eye, the inner vision that we all have, what butterfly was telling me. And it was showing me the chrysalis, the cocooning, the chrysalis, the emergence, and rainbow. And so there's this rainbow-like energy still happening, even though rainbow energy can't ever go away. We have rainbow light bodies. And this is what it was reminding me of, is that we are emerging. And this next week is bringing us into that emergence of rainbow light bodies and really understanding what that is. And the rainbow light body is a body that can purify us. It's an energetic, it's our white light, basically, and it holds all the color spectrums, okay? And it can purify, cleanse, uplift our vibration, help us cleanse off, I don't want to say burn because that's not the right energy, but cleanse off anything that we might be holding on to. Because actually that which doesn't serve us, or negativity in any form, or just old energy that doesn't serve us, sorry, I just need to do that. It actually falls away. It transmutes with this rainbow energy, this rainbow light. And so that's what I saw butterfly showing me, was this rainbow light emerging with us. And the resonance of chimes, of bells right now, I feel are really important. So if you have a chime or some kind of bell, it can be Tibetan finger bells, it can be any kind of light chime that you ding on, any kind of bell that you might have. So I don't have my chime with me, but I bless my home every day with a chime. My family, we do it together as a family. And so you can always bless your home with a chime, and let it ring and reverberate. You can go through your rooms and do this. You can just do it once in your central location of your home, but it really makes a difference. The bells are sacred energy, sacred sound, and the higher the bell, the higher the vibration. Obviously, that's how it works scientifically, but also energetically. And so the bell burns away those things, or moves away, like in a wave of sound, moves out those things no longer useful, and brings in the high vibration. And I can definitely feel it on the days that we do not do that, and the days that we have. So it's definitely become our daily rhythm, our daily habit of doing this. And so I encourage you to also find some ritual for the morning after you move to bless your home, because it blesses your aura, yourself, your home, everything within it. And that's what this butterfly was reminding me of, is allowing the old to fall away, because caterpillars shed their skin several times and they eat a lot, so they're storing up energy, and then they cocoon and they reemerge, right? Out into the world of light and sound. When they're in their cocoon, it's their heartbeat, it's the darkness, because we can't have light without dark and we can't have dark without light. And so think about what that means for you, especially because we're coming into the new moon today. So those are ways that you can hear your angelic messengers, and they come in different forms. So that to me was more of a fae angelic messenger. But my angels, my guardian angels, are always with me, as are yours. And I could feel them with me on the run. They're always there. But there's something that I've been doing lately, and I will share it with you next time I do a YouTube. And it has to do with temples, the temples of light, while I move. Whether that's exercising, running, meditating, moving my breath in and out, and also dancing or just moving my body. And any dance movements. And again, you don't have to be a professional dancer. I just mean like moving your body however you feel like moving throughout the day, right? If you just put on music and move. But it has to do with these temples of light, that I've been using them and working with them to see energetically what is emerging for us right now. And so I want to share that with you, like I said, next time. But our angelic messengers, and to me there are so many angelic messengers, that they're not just those beings that we think have wings, or that some people say have wings. I see the wings as light. I don't see them as feathers or fluffy in any sense. But a lot of people do. And we each see those messengers in the way that we personally need to see them. So I need to see them differently than perhaps my mother or my cousin or grandfather. I see them very differently than other people. And they, to me, are very powerful. And when I have seen them for glimpses with my physical eyes, their form, it is overwhelming at times. And sometimes I've been startled, very startled by them, which makes me laugh because I work with them all the time. But they are very powerful, and so they only give us what we can handle and see at the time, if that makes sense. So I encourage you to tune in to your angelic messengers, to listen, to hear, to know, to remember, to smell, to see, and to feel what they're telling you. And it doesn't have to be something you have to focus on so hard. In fact, when you're most tired, sometimes your conscious mind just moves out of the way, and yes, you really saw that or felt that or heard that, or a friend will say something to you and you'll hear it repetitive all day or all week. And something that happened to me yesterday, in fact, we were at breakfast in our home, and I just threw some cards on the floor. So these are the cards I'm drawing for you today when I did that. And I was very tired. I was waking up. And I looked in front of me, just almost with that hazy kind of look, because I was listening. And sometimes when I really listen, I zone with my eyes. I allow my eyes to relax because I receive visions when I'm listening. And so I saw in front of me a silver, it looks like gossamer, and I knew it was female, and her dress was, everything looked very thin, like between the worlds, almost like it could be in a wave like this. And like if I went, whew, then it would just disperse. But it was silvery, and I saw a foot and an ankle and just a calf right above the knee. And I saw all of this layers and layers of cloak and dress hanging down. And the foot just moved, and it was taking another step right through our kitchen. And that was it. It was gone. But I felt her, and I knew she was there for a reason. And definitely she was. So pay attention to, you don't have to see things physically to have them validated. But my point is that sometimes when we're most tired, or we're just between that world of awake and asleep and waking, we allow ourselves to see things. And that's where it comes from first, is believing that you'll see something, believing that you hear things, that you know things, that you feel things, believing that these are real and true, and that you are equal in your gifts as everyone. We just express them all very differently, and that's a blessing. So let me go on now with some cards that I basically flew out of the deck when I was talking. So, okay, gosh, here we go. There are a lot that flew out. So before I do this, they're just telling me one more time that allow yourself to push the things away, or just let go of the things that aren't working for you, especially if it's social media right now. And true, if you live in the United States of America, vote. It's not hard to vote from your home. It really isn't. Grant and I have both done it. We voted a few weeks ago. And so I just want to encourage you that. Now, with your angelic messengers, remember, they are who you think they are. Don't let anyone tell you that they're not. You know, if angelic being means to you a fluffy Victorian angel, like on the back of my cards, then great. If it means a space being, a star being, and they look like something completely different, then great. It is exactly who you think they are. And it doesn't have to be this picture of Archangel Michael that are on oracle cards or tarot cards or any other cards. That's just the artist's depiction. You know, that's how the artist sees it, sees Archangel Michael. I've seen Archangel Michael in many different forms, with my physical eyes and in my mind's eye, with my third eye, and in dream time. And he shows us the way that we need to see him. Okay? So I want you to have confidence in that and trust the things that you're receiving, because you are receiving them. Especially with this new moon, there's going to be a lot of emergence. So think about what emergence is for you. Think about using chimes. Think about listening to heart music. And you know what? Before I say this, I need to give a shout out to a few people, as I've been guided to. So the magical one in Ireland that I haven't spoken with in about a month, maybe a little bit longer. She knows who she is, and so I want to give a shout out to her. I hope that you're spiraling along your path, and you're still seeing those spirals and ferns and that light. And it is magical, and it is connected. And keep going. I'm going to give a shout out to George, Jade, Kieran, Clover. So we miss you, and we hope to see you when the ban is lifted and we're able to scoot on over to our other home in Ireland and Ayr. So now here we go. The first card is Violet. And Violet is about having humility, the wisdom, the connection, the opening. It is about everything connecting, all of those energetic centers. And we have more that are above our crown chakra, the star chakra and gateway and so on and so forth, as the ancient Egyptians were teaching us. And so, gosh, and there's so much information that I want to emerge with right now, but they're telling me, wait for next time. But it has to do with that. Okay, so Violet, with the spirituality and wisdom, what I'm hearing is having humility and just listening to yourself and trusting, remembering that you're that child of light, and that whatever you hear, you see, you know first, Not all the stuff that comes afterwards, but the very first things you hear, you know, you see, you feel, you remember, you smell, those are right. Those are your messages, okay? So listen to that. Take time to breathe. And when I see this violet, I think a lot of the violet light that's at the top of the crown. Okay, there's silver light, and it's almost like a white silver light to me, and it's that same color that I saw yesterday morning at breakfast, but it's this silver light, and to me it moves in this like thundering, I see it as lightning sometimes within the ball of light at the top of our crown chakras. And remember, you can't ever lose that crown. If you tumble, if you fall, if you trip, and I'm talking metaphorically, physically, your crown will never fall off. It doesn't shatter, it doesn't crack. Stand up. Dust yourself off. It's okay. Keep going. And so I see that violet light, it goes in that, it shoots around, and it's energy within the crown chakra. And so what this is telling me to do is sit down, take a breath when you feel things are too overwhelming, or you feel sad, or you feel happy, or if you feel out of control in any way, okay, just take a breath. Maybe it's just one that you need, and say, I can do this. I am not alone. Let's do it. And then go. Stand up and move about your day. I really like the let's do it, because it's not just you, is it? It's all of those beings of light around you. And you have many, not just your 2 guardian angels. And I'm not just saying just to them, because I hear them going, but not only them. Dancing, okay, movement. Movement's so important, and that's what I was trying to say is when you move, like when I was out running, especially out in nature, no matter the weather, it doesn't matter if it's raining, pouring rain. It's very cold today, and I feel very cold. I got a little bit chilly when we were out on our rain walk this morning because it was pouring rain, and we get out, doesn't matter the weather. We put on our rain boots and our rain gear, and so many messages come when you're just being in nature, but especially when you're moving. Always when you're moving, things will just flow in because you're flowing, you're connecting, you're allowing your energy to rebalance and realign and open and balance, okay? So when you move, you receive that information. So movement doesn't only do that. Movement allows you to release, and it allows you to express yourself in that time. So sometimes when I need to run, like the other day, I need to express myself in the form of running like Eye of the Tiger, you know? So I did that. Now, problem solving. So notice her eyes are closed in this picture. Okay, my artist didn't make any errors. No artists do. They don't make errors because the divine is moving through them. And so problem solving, going within, taking a deep breath, knowing, because it's at the crown of her head, the knowingness comes to you, and it will come to you. So trust that anything that you're trying to figure out this week, and even into next a little bit, but this week, it is coming. The information is falling in piece by piece by piece. Look for one piece every day. It's there, one piece every day, and maybe a couple more than just one, but it's there, and that's what they're telling me. Okay, so the last 2, and I'm going to say, au revoir, bientôt, blue. If you feel like wearing blue, which I just had blue on and I took it off because it was my sweater and I was a little warm, but blue is really about communication. It's about here, intoning. So you can even, you know, whatever sound that you want to make, excuse my voice if it wasn't quite warmed up, but the blue, even if you take a bowl that's blue or anything blue that you want to wear, it really helps you stay calm, firstly, and then open to your expression vocally and with that emotion, how you need to express to someone, what you need to say, how you need to allow yourself to let it out. So they're telling me that expression is coming for you. You'll need to vocally say something in a calm manner, which it'll be there. Just invoke blue if you need to before you need to express yourself or if you need to talk with someone. Deep breath and think blue or wear the blue. Okay? And then the last one is winter, because it's coming for some of us in the northern hemisphere. And winter is really that time for, again, transition, release, reflection. And that's what my butterfly was telling me, that we're all going to be receiving this next week, is that time of going within and then emerging and feeling the emergence and the information coming, and all of what you need to know and those pieces that need to fit together are coming for you, okay? But the angelic communication and knowing that it's always happening all the time, and you can even just say, okay, angels, what do I need to know? Out loud. And it'll happen. They'll tell you, and you might go, oh, that's just coincidence. But then it'll happen again. So pay attention to it. Know that you're emerging this week and into the next week. And I will see you again next week. We'll see next week, I hope so. Au revoir, a bientôt. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to email me, melissa@sacredsolace.com. I have 2 different emails. So that's sacredsolas.com or melissa@alchemistofdreams.com. Many blessings to you in your beautiful chrysalis and emergence. Have a wonderful week.